and welcome back. So today's video, as you saw from the title, is one that really just is extremely important to me and has been for quite a long time. If you've been watching me for any length of time, you know I'm a very organized person who likes to plan everything. But I started something, I guess it's been 2 months ago now, that's made a huge difference in things I can get accomplished. And that is just something as basic as taking the ideas from up here of things that I want to do and things that I want to accomplish and actually organizing them on paper to hold myself accountable. So again, that's what I wanted to talk about today, was the benefits of planning and the possibility of having an actual planner in your life. So, planning your life. What are the pros and cons? I can only think of one con, if there is any, and that is until you get the hang of it, it does take a little time. It does take a little time, effort, and practice to get yourself to a point in the planning process where you can have it all like organized to the point where, bam, you get up, you plan your day, you're done. It's done in 5 to 10 minutes. But till you get to that point, it may take you a little bit of time. So you may have to carve out half hour, 45 minutes in a day to begin this process. Again, just till you get the hang of it. So what I'm referring to is like big planning. Like I'm using a full system right now, and I'm going to show you the system I'm using when I'm done my yapping. But most people don't want to start out that way, and I didn't. You know, my idea of planning for the longest time was just a random little notepad I had in the house and making my lists. And you've seen me do that before, where I'll get up and I'll make my to-do list of everything that I may want to accomplish when it is my day off, and I will check those things off as I go. Again, that's how I started. But now I've moved up into something a lot more detail-oriented, that's more than just the daily list. It's more of a big goal type of planning and list making. So again, that's what I'm going to talk about. So let's start off small. Let's start off with why first of all, why bother to plan? So many people in today's world suffer from anxiety, whether it's social anxiety or because they're just scared to get out of the house and do anything, or it's just like depression, anxiety, where they're just so overwhelmed that they don't even want to attempt to begin anything, so they just stay home and stay depressed. It's a huge issue in today's society. Well, one of the benefits of planning is planning makes you feel like you're more in control of your life and the small world around you. Obviously, you can't control the big world around you, but you can control your own small world. And when you feel like you have that sense of control, that's an instant mood booster. So planning, yes, can actually elevate your mood. Some people are probably thinking already, well, I can't do that. I don't have enough time. What you're talking about is going to require, me, buying a big expensive planner system and sitting down and having all the pens and markers, and that's up to you how big you want to start. Like I said, I started very, very small and I would get my stuff done, but I'm just now getting into a deeper program. So you don't have to start huge, but the benefits of making that progress in the daily planning will pay off if you're committed. So some ideas that I had for, I'm looking at notes here that I wrote. Some ideas that I had for for planning, because maybe you're sitting there thinking, well, I don't even know what to plan. You know, I work a full-time job and I have kids and I have all my cleaning to do and groceries to take care of and cooking and you know, activities for the kids. Well, somebody like that is the one to benefit the most from planning. When you have a very busy, chaotic lifestyle, sometimes planning is your only way to not just survive it, but to thrive through it. It gets yourself organized. So again, back to the ideas of planning. Do you have big goals that you want to achieve? And when I say big, I'm talking maybe you have a big family vacation that you want to plan for next year, or you have a goal of losing X number of pounds, or maybe a fitness goal of, say right now you can walk a block and you want to eventually be able to walk 5 miles. That's a huge goal. Other big goals, saving money. Kind of goes along with planning the family vacation. It's going to take dollars to make that happen. Maybe it's a goal of getting a new job. Maybe it's a goal of moving to a new area, or even staying in your hometown, but moving to a nicer place. Let's see, other big goals. Getting married, finding your true soulmate. Maybe you're single and a big goal for you is finding your significant other to be in your life. Maybe it's having children. So again, you have a lot of big goals that can benefit from planning, because what you do then is you take those big goals, like take the first one I mentioned, plan the family vacation, or go on the family vacation in a year. So we say it's a year from now, it's 12 months. Write down the baby steps. Write down the baby steps that you need to take. Maybe baby step number 1, well, figure out where you want to go. Hopefully you already have that in mind if it's a year out. So baby step number 1, pick your date. Get your date solidified. Baby step number 2, if you need to stay in a resort somewhere or look at airline tickets, start pricing those things out. Get your stuff narrowed down. Baby step number 3, give yourself a date to have your deposit in by, secured, so that you know it's booked. Once you get to that, you've alleviated a little bit of stress because you have your date down, you have your deposit down, you have your hotel booked. Why do I automatically go right to the travel industry? I guess you can tell that's my heart and soul. So then the next step, activities. You're on vacation. What activities you're going to do? Then you see where I'm going. You take your big goal and you break it down into the baby steps. But instead of trying to keep all that information up here, write it down. Write it down and check it off. When you start writing things down and checking them off, it gives you a sense of satisfaction. Now, maybe you're someone who's a little bit disorganized and cluttered in your home. So if you are, then jotting stuff down on a little piece of paper and laying it somewhere and then knowing full well it's going to be lost in 2 days, that's probably not a good idea. You might want to get yourself, again, if you don't want to go and purchase a big planning system, just get yourself a notebook. Get yourself the 8.5 by 11 normal size notebook that we all used to use in school, so that at least it's bigger and won't get lost in your clutter. So again, take your big goals and go and break them down into baby steps. So that's one huge benefit of planning something, planning everything you do. Now, planning can also be used for just your daily activities. Like I said at the beginning, if you've watched me, you know that when I've had a day off, I would make my to-do list, I'd check them off. That's huge. That's huge for feeling like you're in control and that you've got things accomplished. When you complete those daily activities, that leads to a sense of organization. When you are feeling organized, that's going to lead to decluttering. When you have your environment organized and you have your brain organized, you then declutter because you're starting to realize, I want to stay like this, I got to remove the clutter. whether it's physical clutter around your home or whether it's clutter up here. When you are decluttering, then that leads to less anxiety. See where I'm going with this? So then you're back to planning, eventually gets you to more of a state of peace and happiness. So, another thing that I hear from people is, well, I'm too busy to do this. Like the example I gave of a working mom who's trying to raise a family. We're all given the same amount of hours in a day, and I realize that some of us have busier lives than others. That mom who's raising children and working full time definitely has more in her day than someone who's retired. It is what it is. But when you start planning and you start breaking that down, you're going to realize you can save time, because you're not going back and forth with, well, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this. And you're flitting from one activity to the next, where when you write it down and get yourself organized, it alleviates the chaos up here because it's on paper in front of you. So you can plan your day and break it down by the hour. So you know exactly what you have to do. The planning process, maybe you have to get up 10 minutes earlier in the morning to do your planning for the day. What's 10 minutes? That 10 minutes of sleep is not going to be any more beneficial for you laying in bed. It's going to be more beneficial for you to get out of bed, get your day planned, than it is to lay there for 10 more minutes. Y'all know how it is. You hit that snooze alarm, and 9 minutes later, what did that do for you? Nothing. So get out of bed, plan your day. So again, it's a huge time saver to plan your day. So some other ideas that I had for planning, and I'm going to show you here my little setup that I do. Ignore the chaos behind me. I've taken down Halloween, but I haven't put up fall yet, which is what the pile of leaves is back here. And I still have Halloween surrounding me because I haven't gone into the big closet to get, oh, and it's so noisy. I have the patio doors open. It's November 3rd, but I'm in Florida. It's 64 degrees outside, but we're still at 75 in the house. So, sorry, that was a truck that went by. Where was I? Oh, Halloween. So I need help to move the big shelf in there to get the bins. So I need to wait till I have a man around to help me move that shelf so I can pack up Halloween, put the rest of the fall out, and continue on. But I'm going to show you my little setup here in a minute. What was I saying? See how my brain works? Some of the ideas I had for the actual planning. So besides planning your day and organizing what you have to do in a day's time, other things that you could plan other than time organization and those steps to achieve big goals are your meals. You know, I've been planning meals for years, and I've taken periods off of meal planning and just tried to fly by the seat of my pants. And it's not smart. It's just not, at least not for me, because then you go to the grocery store and you don't know what you're buying because you don't know what your meals are for the week. Then you either end up with not enough food and you're making multiple trips to the store through the week, or you end up with too much food, and then if it's fresh stuff, it goes to waste. So people have been meal planning forever, and that is, again, just another example of stuff that you plan. You could plan recipes. Make yourself a list of recipes that you want to try. If you're watching me on YouTube, obviously I'm not the only person you watch. You watch other people on YouTube that cook, and you think to yourself, oh, I want to try that. And then you don't write it down where you saw it, whose channel it was on. So keep your planner with you, or something, or a notebook, anything, or even your phone on the notes app to make notes and make the lists. Make the lists of the recipes that you want to try along with the channels that you saw it on. Or hopefully you have a printer at home and maybe you're on your computer and you can print off the recipe, but do it quickly before you forget about it. People have been making lists forever. So this is basically list making taken up a notch, because you're taking the list and then you're planning on when you're going to do the things on your list. So right now it's November, Halloween is over. Thanksgiving is 3 weeks away, and then we have Christmas a few weeks after that. And maybe you do this every year. This time of year rolls around and you're thinking, oh, there's all these new movies coming out that I want to watch. There's Christmas movies coming out that I want to make sure I watch before the season's over. There's seasonal activities that you want to do. Maybe you live in a community that does a lot of things for the different holidays, or when I say seasonal activities, maybe you're somewhere cold and there's skiing that you want to do, ice skating that you want to do, sledding that you want to do. Maybe you live down here in the South and it's still in the 80s right now, but the humidity broke. So you want to take more time to explore some parks. Make those lists. Make those lists of activities that you want to do for the season. Make that list of movies that you want to watch. Just take 5 minutes and just jot them down. Again, not on a little piece of paper that you're going to lose, but in a notebook or a planner so that you can actually do them, because you won't have to keep it all up here. You'll have it in front of you. Maybe there's a list of books that you want to read. Plan to make a goal of, say, if you're working full time, I would say maybe one book a month, depending on the size of the book. If you don't work outside the home or you only work part-time, maybe make it a goal that you'll finish a book in 2 weeks. But, make the list, plan it, and achieve the goal. Maybe you're someone who, excuse me, doesn't give themselves enough priority, and you'd like to take better care of yourself. Maybe give yourself a little bit of a self-care goal list, such as skincare, exercise, water, massages, anything to take care of your own physical body, getting your hair trimmed on a regular basis. So they're just a couple of ideas that I had for things that are plannable, possibly some things that I already do. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna spin you around here and show you my little setup again. Ignore the Halloween chaos. But I'll show you how I do my current planning and the system that I'm using. So it's early morning. It's 6 o'clock. Nobody's home right now. Everybody's gone. I have the place to myself with the Chihuahua. So that's when I like to do my planning. I'm always up before everybody else in this house. It is just with our schedules. I'm always the first one up. And if somebody's here, they're usually still in bed. So that's my time. That's my quiet time to take what's here and put it on paper. So hopefully you can see over there. Oh, another truck went by. I always have some kind of ambiance on the TV. Here, let me get up and show you. I'll show you this first because it's so precious. There's little Sophia laying in her bed. So anyway, I always have some kind of seasonal ambiance. So beginning of November, right now I have just a nice fall scene, and there's just jazz piano music that is playing. This you can find on YouTube. All you gotta do is search whatever theme you want and ambiance, and a ton of things will come up. So I had Halloween ambiance on, obviously, until the 31st. I've switched over to fall. The scenes change, the music changes. There's Disney ambiance. There's Hogwarts, if you're a Harry Potter fan. Just all kinds of stuff. So I just do the work at the dining room table. Again, I apologize for the Halloween stuff that's still everywhere right now, but that'll be gone soon, and fall will be here. So this is the planner that I'm currently using. This is the Daily Grind planner system. I'm gonna try to get you guys a link if you're interested. You can look at them at dailygrindplanner.com. And this is one of the Halloween covers. This planner system is insane. So again, I'm gonna go into a little more depth in another video of this actual system, and again, get you guys a link. But in the meantime, I just wanna let you know this is what I use, but there's so many different planner options out there. And then I have my notes from today. And I bought this at Home Goods just to organize, you know, markers, pens, stickers that I use for different things in the planner. And then I actually even have a pair of tweezers that I keep in here, because some of the stickers that I use for check marks and X's and stuff are very, very small, and I literally can't grab them with my finger or fingernails. So I even keep tweezers in here. You know I'm a candle lover, so right now I have my Bose candle, which you would have seen probably in the last video that I bought at Disney Springs. So this is a Halloween one I'm trying to finish up, but it's taking forever. Well, that's a good thing. But this one's called Haunts. It smells like the Haunted Mansion. I always have a drink with me. I already drank my tea with collagen this morning, but now I'm drinking my green juice, and I started a new line of supplements, drinking them, and I'm only, this is the beginning of the third week in. Once I finish a month of them, I'll let you know if I'm gonna stay on them, and then I'll show you what I'm taking. And then these are more parts to my planner system. So it comes with, well, I had to purchase extra. They have seasonal cover. So I have my summer cover, I have my basic cover along with new discs. So with the current planner system, again, mine's very detailed. It is based on a 4-month system where you're laying out goals that you want to achieve in 4 months. And then you break those down into 10 monthly goals. And then you break those down into weekly goals, which then get broken down into daily goals. Again, it sounds overwhelming, but it's not. Once you actually sit, the hardest part, honestly, is figuring out the goals and making sure you have enough goals set for yourself. And once you get that thought process all going and the momentum builds to create all the goals and you get them on paper, then it just kind of flows. So I'll just pull up a random day and show you how I do it. So let's go back to September. So here's Wednesday, September 13th, a random day, like 2 months ago. Pull this out, and these are really nice. This planner's awesome because you can pull the pages right out and put them right back in. So you list your 10 goals that you have for the month. You list what you're going to do to achieve those goals. So for example, my one goal for the month of September was to lose 5 pounds. So then my 4-month goal would have been to lose 20, because I'm going to keep that goal all 4 months. So hopefully that helps. You pick your 4-month goal or your long-term goal, you break it down into a month, you break it down into what you're gonna do to achieve that daily. So my losing 5-pound goal, what I'm gonna do today to help me achieve that is eat healthy meals. Top 10 goal, daily movement. What I'm gonna do, go for a walk. Top 10 goal, my morning routine. What I'm gonna do every task. My morning routine consists of making sure I take my supplements, including my collagen. I ice roll my face every morning to depuff and contour. And I must say, that is working. Get yourself an ice roller, because even though I've put on weight since I came back to Florida that I have to take off again, I haven't gained it back in my face, and I'm still keeping a face contour where I used to have kind of a more round pumpkin face. But the ice rolling definitely helps with keeping the face contoured and keeping the puffiness from under the eyes. The eyes actually look, okay, I'm 54. They're not gonna be like up here where they should be, but this definitely does not puff near what it used to for my age. So my AM routine, you know, just stuff I do to care for my own physical body every morning that there's no straying from that. That's my routine, and I make sure I complete it. My other top 10 goal for the month of September was to read 1 book. So what I'm going to do today, establish reading time, even if it's only 1 chapter. Top 10 goal, eliminate debt. What I'm going to do today, no unnecessary spending. That means no going shopping on my lunch break, no scrolling Amazon. Top 10 goal, grow Instagram. What I'm going to do today, a daily post, whether it's an Instagram story or a post or a reel. Goal, PM routine. So I have a PM routine that matches that AM routine. And I can do other videos on my AM and PM routines. But what I'm going to do for my PM routine to ready myself for bed, I'm going to do every task. Top 10 goal, keep a tidy home. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to do laundry. I'm going to clean the bathroom. Top 10 goal, gratitude. What I'm going to do today, record it in a journal before I go to sleep. Top 10 goal, self-care. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to allow myself time to watch a movie just to relax. So that was my plan for Wednesday, September 13th. And again, I know this, and that doesn't even complete the whole page. And there's a section for feeling amazing, my top 3 movers, that game plan of breaking your plans down hourly, something you're grateful and excited for, and 2 things that I didn't want to forget. In my don't forget area, I wrote organize my shopping lists for Friday. So I must have been doing some grocery shopping or something, I'm assuming. This was right before the wedding. So yeah, there was a lot going on. And in fact, this was my first day off. How did I even give myself time to watch a movie when it was my first day off? For the wedding. Anyway, and then the other thing was to create a playlist for Saturday that I wrote don't forget, which was what we played in the bridal suite while the girls were getting ready. So I forgot the most important part. Did I achieve everything on the list? So my columns that are written here, you either did it, you almost did it, or you're going to save it for tomorrow. So out of 10 goals, I achieved 9 out of 10. I did everything except for eat healthy meals. It was an almost. So I must have had a snack that I didn't need, which we're all going to do from time to time. But doing this, like I said, I finished 2 months. I'm the beginning of my 3rd month now. And my goals changed in October. Because once I finished my September goals, some of them were done enough, like establishing the AM and PM routine. Now I don't have that set as a monthly goal because it's now such an important part of my life. It's such an important part of my life that I don't need to set it as a goal. It's literally just my routine, like breathing, going to the bathroom, and drinking coffee or tea in the morning. I do those things and I don't stray from that. So I took away those 2 goals and added 2 more for the month of October. So my October goals, some of them were the same, some were a little different. And again, that's just the example of this particular planner that I use. This particular planner, you can also add a budget section in it, and the owners of the company are adding more stuff to it. It's an amazing program. The owners are fabulous. I love them to death. They're huge Disney freaks like me. So yeah, gotta love that. And they put their heart and soul into this, and they truly believe in it, and it has worked for them. So this is something they did before it was a company, mainly the wife. And she designed these herself and drew the covers herself, and she decided to make a business out of it because it worked. It worked for her. It's working for me. I'm achieving goals that I didn't know that, it's not that I didn't know I was capable, but I'm achieving goals that could have been achieved a long time ago if I would have put the discipline into doing it, doing the planning to make my goals happen. So I think that's where I'm going to end this video. So again, you do you. Whether you plan on this or a notebook or this nice planner or any other planner that you find, that you can go to Walmart and find basic planners. But I just want to encourage you to plan. Start small. If this is overwhelming for you, just start small. Plan something. And just watch that momentum start to build. When you start the planning process and you keep up with it, and you start achieving things and checking things off, and your mood gets elevated and you're less anxious, you're like your world, your little world is now changed. So again, it's Friday today for me. Hopefully it's your Friday too, but if it's not, sorry. But it's Friday for me. The weekend is here. I'm excited, and I will see you soon. Have a great day. Bye.